Hi everybody, Paul Cameron here from SpeedUpMyJobSearch.com, and today I'm going to give you a peek inside of SpeedUpMyJobSearch.com. I'm going to show you the complete training program in detail and specifically how it can help you land the job that you want faster. So if you're not sure how this program works, watch this video all the way through and then you'll know. First, it's important that you understand the sole purpose of this site is to help people land the jobs that they want quickly. So 100% of the proceeds of this site go directly towards helping more job seekers. We invested in job clubs, in the job board on this site, which has over 1,500 jobs on it now, and that continues to grow. And we invested into these video productions so that we can continue to help more people. So as we get more members, we're going to be able to help more people. Now, the training on this site comes from my experience of being a headhunter for the last 20 years, as well as being a talk show host for the radio show Job Talk in Chicago for 8 years, where I got to interview experts from around the world, literally, who are experts in the job search industry and leaders in the job search industry, from Martin Yate from those Knock 'em Dead books, and Richard Bowles from What Color's Your Parachute, and Harvey McKay and Robert Kawasaki, and so many more. And I've been teaching and giving seminars for job seekers for more than 15 years. So I have been studying the job search process and working in it for the last 20 years of my life, which means I've got insights that most people just don't have. I have personally read hundreds of thousands of resumes, literally. I've interviewed tens of thousands of people, and I talk with the hiring managers and HR professionals at my clients every day to hear what they like and don't like about resumes and interviews. You know, why did they bring this person in and not that person after just looking at the resumes? I'm seeing who they actually hire and who they don't, and I have access to find out why they did what they did because I'm talking with them personally. I built this website in addition to my full-time job as a headhunter as a way to help more people. And please, look me up on LinkedIn. You can verify that I am a recruiter. You'll see that my recruiting firm is called Drive Staff. It's a tech recruiting firm in Chicago. You're going to see that I have live jobs posted right now that I'm actively trying to fill today. And the 1,500 jobs I mentioned on this site, I have relationships with all of the companies that are posting those jobs. So we actually follow up on every single application whenever one of our members applies to one of those jobs so that we can help them get in the door. I take a very no-nonsense cause and effect approach to job search. If you do this, then that will happen, right? If you have a searchable LinkedIn profile, then more employers will find you. Period. That's a fact. That's not something that's up for debate, right? If you have a strategically written resume, then you'll get more responses. If you know when and how to follow up on job leads, then you'll have more success. A causes B. So let me give you a quick tour of the program. I'm going to show you exactly what to expect, and then you can see whether this is right for you or not. So first, right below this video, you're going to see that there's a link to a syllabus. Please print that out so that you can follow along with me here as we go through. You're going to see that we start the program by showing you how to set up your workstation. Right? I give you a 5-folder plan to help you organize your search. And the reason this is so important to do is because of the impression that it gives employers right from the beginning. Right? You can either answer the phone and ask the person calling to describe the position in more detail because you're applying all over town and you have no idea what job they're calling about, which tells the employer that you're not keeping track of your search, you're not organized with your search, that nobody is hiring you, and that you're not really interested in them. You just need a job, right? Or you can answer the phone and know exactly who they are and the job that they're calling about, and you can show some excitement about the position, which is exactly what they want to hear, right? Your interest in them will create interest in you. That first impression really does make a difference, and it's completely within your control if you have a system that can keep you organized. And that's what I show you in the very first video. Then I show you how you can track your search, not only the places where you're applying, and I show you that too, but in tracking your stats so you can see exactly where your search is stalling. So if you know what's stopping you, then you're going to know what to fix, right? For example, if you sent out 100 resumes and you only got 5 or 10 responses, well, then you know you need to fix your resume and who you're sending your resume to. That's fixable stuff there, right? That has nothing to do with luck. That's totally in your control. And this applies to the entire job search process, right? From networking to phone interviews to face-to-face interviews, all of it. If you know what to fix and how to fix it, then you're going to be able to get through the process faster and land a job faster. Does that make sense? So in the second video, I'm going to show you specifically how to do that. Now after that, I'm going to show you how to set up your technology correctly and which social media profiles that you need and what they can do for you. If you're not losing time working in areas that aren't relevant, that's going to save you time and you'll land a job faster. Okay, and if you notice on the syllabus, if you're following along here, under each one of these steps I talk about posting in the forum. Inside of speedupmyjobsearch.com, we have an Ask Us community forum where you can post your action plans for the day or for the week. You can get feedback on them and accountability to do them. And you can post your resume in there and a link to your LinkedIn profile and get feedback on them, a complete review. And because I run a recruiting firm, I have access to actual applicant tracking systems, right? So I can test your resume for ATS compatibility on at least 2 different systems and tell you how your resume scans, right? We have 3 levels of membership: video membership, full membership, and then personal coaching. The forum is available to the full members and the coaching level members, right? If you do sign up for the video membership, you're still going to have access to every single video through the entire site. So you're going to get the whole program. You're just not going to have access to the forum, right? So it's going to be more like buying a job search book, right? Which is why we priced it about the price of a job search book, right? If you go out and buy a book, you can't ask it questions, right? Well, I guess you can, but that would be weird and it wouldn't answer, right? So the full membership options let you ask questions about anything, really, about any of your job search situations that you're facing, and you can get some personalized professional advice to help you through it. And if you go to our free blog on this site, you're going to see some examples in the forum, some examples of the forum, so you know what that looks like. Just go to forum examples in our blog and you're going to see what that is. I just want to let you know, if you're following in that syllabus, why I keep saying post in the forum. Now, after you've got your technology and your social media set up, we start preparing for your next interview early, before you even have one scheduled. There's a lot of prep work that really should be done way before you set up your interview, right? Like having the basic materials that you're going to need to bring with you and knowing what those are, knowing what to research so that you don't have to figure out what you're supposed to be researching when it's time to actually do the research. Right? And there's so many other things that you need to think about ahead of time that you shouldn't be thinking about that same day, the day of the interview. In this section, I give you a downloadable pre-interview checklist that you can use before all of your interviews. I have a debrief form that you can print out for after your interviews. And I even have a job offer comparison tool to help you make the right choice when you have multiple offers. The day before your next interview should be spent doing the actual interview prep work so that you can execute well while you're there, not trying to figure out what you're going to need. All right, so in this video, I walk you through all of that. Next is a very complete, comprehensive course on how to write a strategic resume that will get more responses. And it covers everything from the basic elements all the way through to the advanced concepts. And I include templates that you can work from for resumes and cover letters. If you just have one done that's professionally done by somebody, how are you going to customize that for every single place that you send it to? This program will show you how to do that. We also cover handbills and how to maximize your time at job clubs in this section. Speaking of which, I run a job club here in the Chicago area and I record all of the presentations at that job club on video, and I include those for our members here as well. And we've had some fantastic speakers over the years, and you're going to have access to all of our presentations, and we add a new one every time that we meet, which is typically once a month. Next, I steer you to the thank you letters video, which is also important to watch before your next interview so you know what to look for when you're there. And I have had multiple people tell me that they landed their job because of the thank you letter that they created after watching that video. After that, I show you how to get key influencers invested in your search and how to network strategically through social media as well as in person. Networking, as we all know, is the #1 way to land a job, and I cover this topic in great detail throughout this program. Next, I show you a very structured approach on how to reach out to employers on the phone, including who to call within the company, how to get their names, when to call, when to follow up, how often to follow up, and specifically what to say when you call. I even have scripts that you can download and read if you want them. All of that is in the Calling Employers section. Then, the most important part of this whole job search process is the interview. And I have one of the most comprehensive interview strategy programs available anywhere, right? A lot of those huge outplacement firms that charge thousands of dollars for their programs, many of their reps attend my interview seminars, right? I've seen lots of them there. So this course really can help you. And I'll tell you, for the recruiting industry, the national interview to hire ratio right now is somewhere around 7-to-1, meaning the average recruiter out there sets up 7 interviews and then they make 1 placement from that. Mine is 3-to-1. And it's never going to go any better than that. It's never going to get any better than that. It's not going to go to 2-to-1 or to 1-to-1, because for every job opening I get, I send them 3 people, right? They can't all 3 get the job. And yes, I do take a lot of pride in getting the best candidates, people that my competition can't find. But it's even more important that they know how to present their skills appropriately, because the most talented and qualified person doesn't always get the job, right? So I make sure all of my candidates know how to present their skills effectively. In this course, in this interview course here, in this part of the program, you're going to learn concepts of how to approach categories of questions. I teach concepts, not scripts, because it's essential that you tell the truth for your personal situation. I feel that telling the truth is the #1 rule of interviewing. You need to be honest with them. And you can't just take someone else's story that you got from some job search book someplace and then pretend that it's yours, make it your own. But when you understand how to structure your answers from a conceptual perspective, then you can use your own real-life work experiences and present them in a way that employers will get excited about, and you don't have to lie about anything, right? Even if you have a termination in your past, there's a way to address that effectively. And if you have questions about any of this as you're going through, again, this is not a static job search book. This site has a private member forum where you can actually ask questions and get clarification. And yes, you can post your questions in there anonymously, so nobody knows who's posting the question, and you're still going to get answers. I even provide you with a daily planner to map out your week, hour by hour. So you just tell this thing, how many hours you have available to work on your job search for the week, and it will tell you when to do what, right? From 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., do this. From 9 to 10, do this. On 12 to 1 on Wednesday, do this. And it adjusts to your working schedule if you're working full-time or not. Right now, I've covered as much as I can here in this video. This is really getting long at this point, so I'm going to stop here. But just please understand, this program covers every aspect of the job search process, and it's from one voice. Right? You've got 15 different people telling you how you need to land a job. It's going to overwhelm you, information overload, right? If you've heard that term before. This is one voice, it's consistent, and it works. I've got over 100 recommendations on my LinkedIn profile. You can go look at them. They're from job seekers just like you, reviewing this training that I've given them. From people who are probably very, very skeptical at first, but they took the time to write those recommendations to try to encourage other people like yourself, who they know are probably skeptical about this as well, to try to provide a reference that this really did help them, and then it can help you too. This program really works, and it will be worth it for you. And if you sign up for one of the 3-month options that we have and you land early, we even have a way that you can donate the remainder of your membership to another job seeker. Or if you don't have someone in mind particularly that I can donate it for you at my next job club meeting. Again, 100% of the proceeds of this program go towards helping more job seekers. I built this site to help people find jobs faster. This is not about luck. Right? Finding a job is not about luck. It's about having the right process. It's knowing how to conduct an efficient search, and about having knowledge of what real employers are looking for, and I can show you that. So I hope you'll join our community and get started here today. Job search doesn't have to be such a guessing game. You can do this. Now, it's time to get to work.